daily masturbation keeps you healthy after 60? Think again. It could be the very reason your prostate starts to fail, long before you feel a single symptom. By the time you notice the damage, the price you pay could be far greater than you ever imagined. My name is Dr. James. I'm a board-certified men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality, strength, and dignity. I'm here because I've seen too many good men suffer. Not because they didn't care about their health, but because no one ever told them the full story. You see, the very habit that's often praised for keeping things flowing may actually, when done daily and without balance, speed up the exact problems you're trying to avoid. It's a hidden truth, one that most doctors won't tell you, but understanding it could change the course of your health and freedom in the years ahead. Today, I'm going to reveal the surprising, little-known effects daily masturbation has on your prostate health after 60, the good, the bad, and the critical mistake you must avoid if you want to stay strong, independent, and in control of your life. And trust me, by the end of this talk, you'll know exactly how to protect yourself and how one small adjustment in your routine could save you from years of discomfort, frustration, and regret. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to hit that button and turn on the bell so you'll never miss another vital health lesson made just for men like you. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments to let me know. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me bring you even better guidance. To truly understand the hidden impact daily habits have on your prostate, we first need to look at one of its most critical needs, the need for regular cleansing and flow. 1. Daily masturbation helps cleanse the prostate and prevent congestion. As a men's health specialist for over 3 decades, I've seen one truth repeated time and time again. The body rewards maintenance, but it punishes neglect. And nowhere is this more evident than in the prostate. Many men assume that just because they feel fine, their prostate must be doing fine too. But underneath the surface, without regular care, something troubling can begin to happen. The prostate is a dynamic working gland, constantly producing and processing fluids. It isn't a static piece of tissue. It's alive, active, and quite frankly, dependent on movement to stay healthy. When those fluids aren't released regularly, they begin to build up. Think of a garden hose left unused for weeks. Eventually, sediments collect, blockages form, and when you finally try to run water through it again, the flow is strained, slow, or even completely blocked. Your prostate is no different. Without a healthy routine of release, congestion silently builds inside the gland. Over time, this leads to inflammation, pressure, and discomfort, even if you don't feel the damage immediately. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 67-year-old retired engineer. He lived a disciplined life, careful diet, regular exercise, but had long believed that self-care in this particular area was unnecessary or even shameful. When he came to me complaining of frequent nighttime urination, pelvic discomfort, and incomplete emptying, the cause wasn't obvious on the surface. But a deeper evaluation revealed significant congestion in the prostate, slowing the normal function that once protected him. If only he had known earlier that a simple, moderate practice could have kept his prostate clean, flowing, and free of buildup. Daily or regular ejaculation, whether through intimacy or self-care, acts like a cleansing pulse through the prostate. It flushes out old fluids, removes cellular debris, and invites fresh, oxygenated blood to nourish the gland. It's not about indulgence. It's about honoring the way your body was designed to work. And the earlier you begin this maintenance, the longer you preserve the strength and resilience that define a man's quality of life as he ages. But there's more to this story than just flushing the pipes. What if I told you that every time you practice healthy release, you're not only clearing blockages, you're also altering powerful hormonal forces inside your body that can either protect you or quietly push you toward prostate trouble? Let's explore that next. 2. Masturbation reduces DHT levels, protecting against prostate enlargement. Over the years, I've sat across from countless men who are stunned to learn that their hormones were quietly waging a battle inside their bodies. One of the most critical players in that unseen war is a hormone called DHT, dihydrotestosterone. Essential in youth for developing male characteristics, DHT takes a darker turn as we age. Too much DHT fuels the enlargement of the prostate, a slow and silent process that tightens around the urethra, causing urinary difficulties and, in many cases, leading to painful interventions. I remember vividly a conversation with a pair of brothers, both in their late 50s. One lived by a quiet belief that intimacy and self-care had an expiration date, that after a certain age, such habits were frivolous or even inappropriate. The other brother, however, approached his body differently, understanding that tending to himself, even in private ways, was part of his lifelong health maintenance. Their lab results told a story no words could deny. The brother who maintained a healthy routine had lower PSA levels, fewer urinary symptoms, and far less evidence of prostate enlargement. His DHT levels had natural dips, giving his prostate periods of relief from hormonal assault. The brother who abstained, though otherwise healthy, struggled with an enlarged prostate that had gone unnoticed until the symptoms became unavoidable. Regular ejaculation temporarily reduces circulating DHT levels, almost like giving your prostate a break from constant hormonal pressure. It's not a complete cure, but it's a vital form of protection, a natural rhythm that helps keep one of the body's most vulnerable organs safe. Without that release, DHT continues to rise unchecked, creating the perfect storm for prostate swelling, urinary issues, and worse. The lesson here is simple but profound. Taking care of your body means understanding the forces at work inside you and taking small, deliberate actions to tip the scales in your favor. A modest, consistent routine of self-care is not just a private act, it's a hormonal strategy for long-term resilience. It's one of the most powerful yet overlooked defenses a man has as he ages. But flushing toxins and balancing hormones are only part of the bigger story. There's something even more remarkable that happens inside your prostate every time you maintain this simple practice. Something that could decide how strong, vital, and resilient you stay in the years ahead. Let's uncover that hidden benefit next. 3. Regular masturbation improves blood flow and supports cell regeneration. In my years of clinical work, I have come to realize that the difference between aging gracefully and aging painfully often comes down to one thing: circulation. When blood flows freely, it brings with it the oxygen, nutrients, and life force that every organ, including the prostate, desperately needs. Without it, stagnation sets in, and with stagnation comes decline. The prostate is no exception. It depends on robust, regular blood flow to stay nourished, clear, and vital. And one of the simplest, most natural ways to promote this critical circulation is through moderate, regular self-care. Every time a man ejaculates, he triggers a powerful series of muscular contractions deep within the pelvic region. These contractions don't just expel fluid, they act like a pump, forcing fresh blood into the tissues of the prostate and surrounding muscles. That surge of circulation is more than just a passing moment. It delivers oxygen, removes metabolic waste, and bathes the cells in what they need to heal, regenerate, and thrive. Without this activity, the prostate's microenvironment becomes sluggish. Over time, the gland becomes less responsive, more prone to stiffness, fibrosis, and even cellular aging. I recall a patient, Mr. Collins, a proud and active man of 72. He lived a full life but came to me complaining of subtle changes he couldn't quite explain. A feeling of heaviness, slight discomfort, and a loss of energy he couldn't shake. His test results didn't reveal any major disease. Instead, they pointed to poor pelvic circulation and early signs of tissue stagnation. We worked together to develop a simple, respectful routine of self-care, and within months he reported feeling lighter, stronger, and more like himself again. His body hadn't given up on him. It had simply needed to be reminded how to heal. This principle is something every man deserves to know. Movement is life. Without regular flow, even the strongest engine begins to rust. And while self-care is only one part of maintaining circulation, it is a uniquely targeted and powerful one for the prostate. It keeps the cells young, the tissues flexible, and the blood flowing where it matters most. But as powerful as these benefits are, there's a deeper risk most men never see coming, a hidden price that builds silently when this private habit is taken to unhealthy extremes. And understanding that danger could make all the difference between thriving and struggling as the years go by. Let's talk about that next. 4. The hidden price. When routine becomes excess and balance is lost. In medicine, there's a saying I often share with my patients. Anything that heals can also harm if taken too far. It's a lesson many men never hear when it comes to caring for their prostate. Regular self-care can be a powerful ally, but when it crosses the line into excess, it can begin to wear down the very systems it was meant to protect. Sadly, I have seen this too often. Good men with good intentions unknowingly harming themselves through overuse and imbalance. When masturbation becomes compulsive or too frequent, it places strain on the nervous system and the pelvic muscles. The body, which thrives on rhythm and rest, begins to tire. Instead of encouraging circulation and strength, excessive activity leads to inflammation, fatigue, and eventually weakening of the tissues that support urinary and sexual function. In some cases, the very nerves that control the prostate can become desensitized, blunting sensation and slowing natural reflexes that once worked effortlessly. I remember one patient, Mr. Anderson, a strong and vibrant man well into his 60s. He had taken to daily self-care religiously, believing more was better. At first, he felt energized, but gradually he noticed a strange reversal: decreased sensitivity, slower recovery, and a lingering sense of exhaustion that wouldn't lift. His case wasn't about shame or weakness, it was about not understanding the limits of the body. Once we helped him find a healthier rhythm, incorporating rest and listening to his body's natural signals, he began to regain the energy and balance he thought he had lost forever. Balance is the foundation of lasting health. Moderation respects the body's need for stimulation and for healing. Without it, even good habits can become silent burdens. True self-care means not only acting but knowing when to rest, when to listen, and when to allow the body to renew itself fully. Especially after 60, the focus must shift from intensity to sustainability, gentle maintenance rather than constant demand. Yet, for all the hidden dangers of excess, there remains a truth that's even more inspiring. Properly balanced, regular self-care offers benefits that go far beyond the prostate alone. It reaches into your sleep, your stress levels, your energy, even your emotional strength. And it's that broader gift, the unseen boost to your entire quality of life, that I want to share with you next. 5. Regular prostate care also enhances sleep, reduces stress, and preserves erectile function. In all my years of working with men over 60, one truth has become clearer than ever. Taking care of your prostate isn't just about preventing disease or discomfort. It's about feeling better every day, waking up with more energy, moving through your day with more confidence, and experiencing a deeper sense of vitality. This isn't some abstract concept. It's a very real, measurable improvement in your quality of life that comes from simply maintaining a healthy prostate. For many of my patients, the most surprising benefit of regular prostate care is better sleep. Nighttime disruptions, like frequent trips to the bathroom, are a hallmark of prostate issues. But when the prostate is well cared for, these disruptions are significantly reduced. Imagine being able to sleep soundly through the night, not waking up every few hours, not feeling that deep discomfort or pressure in your lower abdomen. It's a small, almost overlooked benefit that changes the entire course of your rest, helping you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. There's more. Regular prostate maintenance also plays a key role in reducing stress. When your body is under stress, it's not just your mind that suffers, your entire system becomes out of balance. Chronic stress can increase inflammation in the body, affecting everything from your heart to your prostate. But when you make regular self-care a part of your routine, you're signaling to your body that it's okay to relax, to let go. You're helping your nervous system reset, and that leads to a natural decrease in stress levels. I've seen it time and time again. Men who once felt constant fatigue, who were always on edge, suddenly report feeling more at peace with themselves. Their stress levels drop, they feel a sense of calm that they hadn't experienced in years. One patient of mine, a 64-year-old retired teacher, told me, I didn't even realize how much I was carrying in my body until it started to lift. I feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally too. And of course, there's sexual health, another area where regular prostate care shows profound benefits. Many men believe that aging means giving up on intimacy, but nothing could be further from the truth. Regular prostate care helps preserve erectile function, maintain blood flow, and improve overall sexual vitality. Men who engage in a balanced self-care routine often find that their intimacy improves, not just in function but in enjoyment. They regain the confidence to approach intimacy with the same passion they had in their younger years. Now, as you can see, maintaining a healthy prostate does more than just keep you comfortable. It enhances every aspect of your life. But it's not always just about doing things right, it's about knowing what could happen if you neglect it, and how small changes today can prevent big problems tomorrow. So what's the next step you need to take to ensure your prostate stays as strong as possible? That's what I'll explain in the next section. Conclusion. Doctor warns, surprising effects on the prostate of men who masturbate daily, and the price they pay. As we reach the later years of life, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the best years are behind us. But the truth is, your body can still thrive if you treat it with the care and respect it deserves. And when it comes to prostate health, this couldn't be more important. Maintaining a regular self-care routine isn't just about avoiding discomfort or disease. It's about preserving your vitality, your independence, and your peace of mind. It's about feeling confident in your own body, knowing that the simple actions you take today will safeguard your future. By understanding the profound impact that regular self-care can have, from clearing congestion in the prostate to reducing the harmful effects of DHT to improving blood flow and circulation, you can start making better choices for your health right now. These small, steady efforts are the key to maintaining prostate health for the long haul, and they are the foundation of living a strong, active life. But just as importantly, I want you to remember this. Taking care of your prostate is not a luxury. It is a necessity. The habits you form today will shape how you feel tomorrow, next year, and beyond. So don't wait for symptoms to force your hand. Don't wait for the discomfort to get unbearable. Take action now. Every step you take to preserve your prostate health, every moment you dedicate to self-care is an investment in your future. A future where you feel strong, confident, and able to live life to its fullest. If you've learned something today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this knowledge with the men in your life. Encourage them to take their health into their own hands, because together we can break the silence and give every man the chance to age with strength, dignity, and vitality. Thank you for watching, and remember, your best years are still ahead of you. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear, you ever pondered how something as small as a daily pill could quietly steal your memories, blur your identity, and reshape the rest of your life without warning? For millions of older adults across America, medications are a daily routine, a symbol of care, of prevention, of staying in control. But what if some of the very prescriptions you trust, those meant to help you sleep, ease your pain, or calm your nerves, are quietly undermining your brain's ability to function? Not after decades of use, not gradually, but in as little as 3 months. It's not fear-mongering, it's science. And this message comes not from paranoia, but from growing medical research and real-life stories unfolding in homes, hospitals, and nursing facilities across the country. Today, we're going to explore 9 widely used medications that doctors now warn may significantly increase the risk of rapid dementia in people over 60. You deserve to know the truth, because your memory, your mind, and your independence are worth protecting. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Opioids, the painkillers that numb the mind. Opioids are often prescribed to seniors to relieve chronic pain, especially after surgery, arthritis flare-ups, or injury. These medications include names like oxycodone, Vicodin, morphine, and fentanyl, drugs that may feel like a lifeline for physical relief. But what most people over 60 aren't told is that these drugs don't just dull the body's pain, they also slow down critical brain functions. Over time, opioids begin to interfere with how different parts of the brain communicate with each other, leading to mental fog, memory lapses, and in many cases, accelerated cognitive decline. Studies now show that seniors who use opioids long-term face up to a 40% increased risk of developing dementia. These medications reduce activity in the brain's reward and memory centers and damage white matter, vital for connecting the brain's regions. The longer someone stays on opioids, the more the brain adapts by shutting down pathways tied to emotional balance, clarity, and memory. What starts as a helpful treatment can quietly become a source of confusion, isolation, and identity loss. For many families, the warning signs are subtle. A loved one zoning out mid-sentence, forgetting how to unlock the front door, or asking questions that make no sense. By the time dementia is diagnosed, the damage is often deeply rooted. If you thought pain relief was the only price of these pills, think again, because the next category of medications is even more commonly prescribed, and the cognitive damage they cause could be far worse. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Benzodiazepines. Calm today, confusion tomorrow. Benzodiazepines are medications commonly prescribed to help with anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. Drugs like Valium, Ativan, Xanax, and Klonopin are widely used by seniors seeking relief from emotional stress or sleep problems. They work by slowing brain activity, creating a sense of calm and sedation. But beneath this calming surface lies a growing concern. Long-term use of benzodiazepines has been strongly linked to memory loss, disorientation, and even dementia in older adults. Studies show that seniors who take these medications regularly may face up to an 80% increased risk of cognitive decline depending on the dosage and duration. These drugs suppress the activity of neurons, including those responsible for processing and storing new information. Over time, the brain becomes less efficient, less alert, and less capable of forming and retrieving memories. For some, the changes begin subtly, forgetting names, misplacing items, or repeating questions. For others, the impact becomes dangerously disruptive, with confusion about time, place, or identity. What makes this especially alarming is that many older adults stay on benzodiazepines for years, unaware of the silent harm taking place in their brains. Doctors may mean well by prescribing these medications, but the long-term cognitive cost often goes unspoken. By the time dementia symptoms appear, the damage is often difficult to reverse. And yet this is just the beginning, because the next category of medication on this list is often overlooked, but can affect not just your memory, but your ability to even recognize the world around you. 3. Muscle relaxants, quieting the body, silencing the brain. Muscle relaxants are often prescribed to ease chronic pain, back spasms, or tension after injury. For many seniors, medications like cyclobenzaprine, methocarbamol, baclofen, or tizanidine provide welcome relief from discomfort that interferes with daily life. These drugs work by slowing down signals between the nerves and the muscles, creating a sense of physical relaxation. But this relaxation comes at a steep neurological cost, because while they quiet the body, they also dull mental alertness, slow cognitive processing, and when used long-term, contribute to a significant decline in memory and reasoning. Studies now link long-term use of muscle relaxants to a 36% higher risk of dementia. The sedative effect is particularly intense in older adults whose brains are already more sensitive to medications that suppress the central nervous system. Over time, the brain becomes used to operating in a slow, dulled state. That mental fog, which might first seem like ordinary tiredness, can deepen into confusion, disorientation, and memory lapses that interfere with independence. It often starts with small changes, a forgotten phone number, a misplaced object, or a strange question. But over months and years, the sedation adds up, robbing the brain of the clarity it needs to stay sharp. Most seniors never suspect that a medication for sore muscles could impact their mind in such a lasting way. But if you think that's alarming, the next group of medications isn't just dangerous. It's sold over the counter and taken by millions every night without a second thought. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. First-generation antihistamines, common allergy pills, hidden danger. First-generation antihistamines like Benadryl, chlorpheniramine, hydroxyzine, and promethazine are often viewed as harmless remedies for allergies, colds, or even sleep. They're available over the counter, marketed as safe, and used daily by millions of older adults. But what most people don't realize is that these medications block a vital brain chemical called acetylcholine, essential for memory, attention, and learning. For seniors whose acetylcholine levels are already naturally declining with age, this added suppression can be devastating. Long-term use of first-generation antihistamines has been linked to a significantly increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia, up to 54% in some studies. The effects might begin subtly: a missed appointment, a repeated question, or confusion with familiar tasks. Over time, those small moments of forgetfulness can evolve into more serious disorientation and memory loss. What's especially concerning is that many seniors take these medications every night as sleep aids, unaware that the very thing helping them drift off may also be damaging their brain's ability to function. Even though these drugs are sold without a prescription, their long-term impact can be just as serious as prescription medications. The convenience of grabbing a pill from the pharmacy shelf shouldn't come at the cost of long-term mental clarity. And while that's troubling enough, what if the very medications you rely on for a peaceful night's sleep are quietly accelerating brain aging even faster? The next category may be the most deceptive of all. 5. Sleep medications. A good night's sleep at a terrible cost. Sleep medications have become a nightly routine for many older adults who struggle with insomnia or restlessness. Drugs like Zolpidem, Ambien, Isoprolol, Lunesta, Temazepam, and Doxepin, Silanor promise relief from sleepless nights, and at first they seem to deliver. But while the body may feel rested, the brain is often left in a chemically induced fog. These medications interfere with deep, slow-wave sleep, the very stage when the brain clears toxins and stores memories. Without it, cognitive function slowly begins to decline. Research shows that frequent use of sleep medications in seniors is associated with a higher risk of developing memory problems and even dementia. The early signs are subtle: forgetting conversations, feeling mentally slower, or waking up disoriented. But over time, the brain's ability to repair itself is diminished. These drugs alter brainwave patterns, and the sedation they provide can become chronic, dulling mental clarity long after the effects of the pill wear off. Even more alarming is that the cognitive decline may continue even after the medication is stopped, especially if it's been used long-term. What began as a solution for sleeplessness can become a slow and silent path toward mental decline. Seniors often don't associate their confusion or forgetfulness with the little pill they take before bed, but the connection is real. And while this might be difficult to accept, the next group of medications is even more surprising because they're often prescribed not to the sick, but to the seemingly healthy, all in the name of prevention. 6. Statins, high dose, lowering cholesterol, losing clarity. Statins are among the most commonly prescribed medications for older adults, often used to lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. Drugs like atorvastatin, Lipitor, Simvastatin, Zucker, and rosuvastatin, Crestor are household names trusted for years. But when taken in high doses, especially over extended periods, statins may come with a hidden cost to the brain. Several studies have found a troubling link between long-term statin use and memory loss, confusion, and increased risk of dementia in seniors. The reason is twofold. First, statins lower levels of coenzyme Q10, a nutrient essential for brain cell energy and function. Without it, neurons may struggle to stay active and responsive. Second, cholesterol itself is critical for maintaining the structure of brain cells and supporting communication between them. When cholesterol levels are driven too low, the brain can suffer, not thrive. Seniors may start to notice subtle changes, misplacing familiar objects, struggling to recall names, or having difficulty focusing. Over time, these issues can progress into deeper cognitive decline. While statins may offer heart protection, the potential trade-off in mental sharpness can be significant, especially when the medication is taken at high doses without ongoing evaluation. Many seniors assume their memory issues are due to aging, never realizing their medication could be playing a major role. And if that surprises you, the next group of medications might be even more alarming because they're not only powerful, they directly interfere with how your brain absorbs key nutrients and regulates inflammation. 7. Proton pump inhibitors, silencing acid inviting cognitive decline. Proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, are widely used to treat acid reflux and heartburn. Medications like omeprazole or Prilosec, esomeprazole, Nexium, and pantoprazole, Protonix, are commonly recommended to older adults for long-term use. They work by reducing stomach acid production, offering relief from digestive discomfort. But new research shows that these seemingly harmless pills may come with a serious cognitive cost when used over time. Seniors who take PPIs regularly may face up to a 44% higher risk of developing dementia. The problem lies in how these drugs interfere with nutrient absorption. PPIs reduce the body's ability to absorb vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve function and brain health. A deficiency in B12 can quietly cause memory loss, confusion, and even permanent neurological damage. Additionally, PPIs disrupt the gut microbiome, an ecosystem of bacteria that plays a crucial role in brain function through the gut-brain axis. This disruption can increase inflammation and interfere with the chemical signals the brain relies on to think clearly and stay sharp. The warning signs may appear gradually: a metallic taste, disinterest in food, or confusion that feels out of character. But by the time most families notice the change, the cognitive effects may already be well underway. And because PPIs are so commonly used, many seniors take them daily without ever suspecting a link to memory decline. What's even more concerning is that the next class of medications is often prescribed to manage behavior, but may actually worsen the very symptoms they're supposed to treat. 8. Antipsychotics, calming agitation, hastening decline. Antipsychotic medications are often prescribed to older adults dealing with agitation, mood swings, or behavioral symptoms related to dementia. Drugs like risperidone, Risperdal, quetiapine, Seroquel, haloperidol, Haldol, and olanzapine, Zyprexa are commonly used in nursing homes and hospitals to help seniors remain calm and manageable. But while these medications may provide short-term behavioral control, they come with long-term consequences that are far more severe than many realize. Research now shows that prolonged use of antipsychotics in older adults can lead to accelerated cognitive decline, brain volume loss, and an increased risk of death. These drugs work by blocking dopamine, a key neurotransmitter responsible for movement, focus, and emotional regulation. When dopamine is suppressed for extended periods, the brain struggles to maintain mental clarity and emotional balance. Seniors may begin to display signs of disorientation, flattened emotions, or an eerie detachment from their surroundings. What's especially troubling is that these medications are often used on seniors already experiencing memory loss, effectively speeding up the decline they were meant to manage. Family members might notice unusual behaviors, asking strange questions, talking to reflections, or struggling with simple tasks. These changes are not just symptoms of aging, but may be signs of a brain under chemical stress. And because these drugs are so powerful, even short-term use can have long-lasting effects. But perhaps the most overlooked danger lies in medications that seem unrelated to memory at all. Ones originally designed for mood, sleep, or pain that still appear on thousands of prescriptions each year. The final group may surprise you the most. 9. Tricyclic antidepressants. Old drugs, new warnings. Tricyclic antidepressants, once considered the gold standard for treating depression, are still frequently prescribed today, not just for mood disorders, but also for chronic nerve pain, insomnia, and anxiety. Medications like amitriptyline, imipramine, nortriptyline, and doxepin often find their way into the daily pill boxes of older adults. But while they may offer temporary relief from emotional or physical discomfort, these drugs come with a hidden and deeply concerning risk: long-term cognitive decline. These medications interfere with acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for memory, learning, and concentration. As we age, our brains naturally produce less acetylcholine. When a drug further reduces this critical brain chemical, the result can be a noticeable drop in mental clarity. Seniors may begin forgetting names, mixing up familiar places, or becoming easily confused during everyday conversations. Over time, these symptoms can intensify, mimicking or even triggering early signs of dementia. Studies have consistently shown a higher incidence of memory loss and disorientation among seniors who use tricyclic antidepressants, especially when combined with other medications that affect brain chemistry. The risk often goes unnoticed until it's too late, as these drugs are rarely flagged as a threat to memory. What makes this even more troubling is that these medications are often prescribed for off-label uses in seniors, despite safer alternatives being available. For many, what starts as a harmless prescription for sleep or pain becomes a slow erosion of independence, identity, and quality of life. Understanding these risks isn't just about avoiding the wrong medications, it's about protecting what matters most: your ability to think clearly, remember deeply, and live fully. Conclusion: protecting your mind begins with awareness. There is nothing more sacred than the mind. It holds our memories, our personality, our independence. For older adults, preserving cognitive health is not just a medical concern, it's a deeply personal one. What makes the threat of medication-induced dementia so painful is that it often comes from places we trust: prescriptions written by doctors, pills we've taken for years, and medications that promised comfort, relief, or control. But as we've seen, 9 common classes of drugs — opioids, benzodiazepines, muscle relaxants, first-generation antihistamines, sleep aids, statins, proton pump inhibitors, antipsychotics, and tricyclic antidepressants — can quietly chip away at the brain, often without warning. The changes begin slowly: a forgotten appointment, a strange comment, a sense of mental fog. Too often, these early signs are dismissed as just aging, when in reality they may be a signal that something deeper is happening, something preventable. For many seniors, the decline is not caused by age alone, but by medications that alter brain chemistry over months or years. But there is hope. By recognizing the risks early, asking the right questions, and exploring safer alternatives with your healthcare provider, you can take control of your cognitive future. Your brain has remarkable resilience, especially when supported with awareness, nutrition, rest, and care. You deserve to live your later years with clarity, dignity, and strength. And that starts not with fear, but with knowledge, action, and the courage to protect your mind before it's too late. The choices you make today could preserve the very essence of who you are tomorrow. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.